This is the Worley and Essington Canal, or Curly Wurley as it is known, at Brownhills. Built around 200 years ago to carry coal from the pits of Cannock, closures of parts of the canal in the 50s means there is little boat traffic along here now. Nevertheless, there has been an annual Canal Festival held here for almost 20 years. This year, it has been organised by LHCRT, who are aiming to restore the abandoned Lichfield Canal that starts just east of here and goes to Huddlesford Junction. Here are just a few of the sights and sounds from the 2022 event.
Well, welcome to the Brownhills Boat Festival on the Curly Wurley, the Worley and Essington Canal, which stretches all the way from Wolverhampton at one end down to passes the end of Ogley Junction, which is the top end, of course, of the Lichfield Canal that we're trying to restore, the 7 miles of the Lichfield Canal. Some very, very good boats here, some trading boats who are all working their socks off to try and keep everybody happy. And we've got lots of traders all the way down the side, and the community from Brownhills, they come out in their droves, and they really have enjoyed themselves this weekend. It's been lovely.
It's bridge over troubled water. Hopefully no troubled waters today.
Love to buy Lichfield and Hatherton Canal Trust calendar. All these lovely photographs have been taken by one or other of the members of the trust. Very cheap, yours for £9. Is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'll have 2.
So we went down there with your strimmer. No, so we went down and we cleared it, didn't we? And then
This is on that stretch.
oh, it's a memorial.
It's because I'm all like to
Well, sell me a raffle ticket. I've run out. You've run out? Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some more there somewhere.
Sell him a book.
First prize is 750 quid. All right. Followed by second prize 250, third prize, 50 quid. That's cheap, it's half the price, I think, for 2 quid. Yeah. Would this young lady like to have a go? Oh, you got no money? Oh, blimey.
I live down there, it's a spur of the moment.
Oh, well.
The top prize this year is £750, and the second prize £250, and a few more prizes after that. So they'll be drawn in November, so they're really a good buy for £2.
Yes, sun's come out.
It was originally built in 1930 for London Midland Scottish Railways. It wouldn't have had an engine or a cabin, but she worked for LMS Railways around the Black Country, Tipton and that area, so she was a Birmingham boat. And then in 1959, British Waterways converted her to make a hire boat. So they shortened her to 48 foot, put a wooden cabin on her and put an engine in her, and she was called Water Viper. She spent the next 20 years or so as a hire boat, then went into private ownership. And then if you wind forward to around about the year 2000, she came into the ownership of the previous owner, John, but she was a very tired old wooden top vessel, and so he extended her to 60 foot and put the cabin on that you can see now. That was done by Warwickshire Flyboat Company, and this engine, which is a 1946 Lister JP2.
This is Ebony, and she's a 15-year-old Shire horse. Stand still. Stand. And she stands 18 hands, and she's actually wearing a traditional bout horse harness. She's a bit bigger than they would have been on the canals. She would struggle to get under the bridge holes. We were lucky enough to pull about at Catherine de Barnes a month ago, carrying the Queen's baton. So Ebony has actually pulled about on the canal network. She's also sporting the latest in headgear. So this was functional to keep the flies and the gnats out so that she could hear precise commands and when working on the canal. So we try and do a decent representation of how it would have been. Well, he'll be growing and getting bigger, then he'll be all right on something a bit bigger. Fantastic. Bye-bye.
Oh yeah, I wanna go home.
Yes, this is a smuggling song from the west coast of Scotland. You normally associate smuggling with the coast and Mount Devon and Cornwall, but this is off the west coast of Scotland. The boat rides south of Ailsirk in the waning of the light. There's 30 men in Lendalfin to make our burdens light. And there's 30 horse in Hazelhook with the halters on their heels, all set this night on yon height, if wind and water speed. Smugglers drink of the Frenchman's wine, and the darkest night is the smuggler's time. Oh, while we run from the excise man, it's a smuggler's life for me. It's a smuggler's life for me. Oh, lass, ye hae a cosy bed, and cattle ye hae ten. Can ye no live a lawful life, and live with lawful men? But must I live with hamely goods, when there's foreign gears to find? Must I drink at the water's side, and France say full of wine? Smugglers drink of a Frenchman's wine, and the darkest night is the smuggler's time. Oh, while we run from the excise man, it's a smuggler's life for me. It's a smuggler's life for me. And when at last the sun comes up and the cargo safely stored, like sinless saints to church we'll go, God's mercy to our fore. And there's champagne fine for communion wine, and the parson drinks it too. With a sly wing praise forgive these men, for they know not what they do. Smugglers drink of the Frenchman's wine, and the darkest night is the smuggler's time. Oh, while we run from the excise man, it's a smuggler's life for me. It's a smuggler's life for me. It's a smuggler's life for me. It's a smuggler's life for me.
Yes. We had a great weekend. Yesterday. Yeah, it's £11.
Okay. I'll find you.
Yeah,
it is.
Thank you for ploughing a furrow through the weed. It's much appreciated. My next project is I'm starting in September, and I'm going to do the original James Brindley Canal from Birmingham to Wolverhampton. So effectively it will be the old line, but the old line that Brindley would recognise. So I'll take in all the old turns and loops of the old main line, plus all the abandoned things that come off it. So it really will be one complete series all the way through from end to end. So I'll do a lighter history, and there'll be drone shots, and there'll be all the old archive photos added in, so you can really get a feel for what it used to look like.
Yeah, excellent. So, look forward to that.
I have no idea how many episodes, but probably October it'll start to be released.
Brilliant.
How far are you going tonight? Where are you going to? Walsall.
Yeah, top of the lot.
Fantastic event, yeah.
I was a bit concerned the water might not be deep enough.
That's been a little bit of an issue coming around the Curly Whirly, but not too bad. It's a bit slower than last year, but we managed.
Worked out really well. We learnt a lot of lessons from last year, so put those into action this year. Learn lessons from this year, put them into action next year.
Yeah. We've done a tombola and all the boats have kindly donated all the prizes for it.
Fabulous.
So yeah, that was really good. We made some money off that, and overall we've had a really successful day. So
That's good. Excellent. Well, Kristin, you've done it again. A fabulous year for the second time in a row, and if it wasn't for you, none of it would have happened at all. Thank you for organising all these boats that have come here, all the traders, all the people. Isn't it fantastic? Super show, sunshine all the way through. Couldn't possibly be better. See you all next year.
Hold down, lads, pass the bevy round, lads. Ta-ra to Sylvie, ta-ra to Jean. We'll soon be on the road. Don't think on what you're leaving, don't think on what you've found. Just tear off the tilt, pull out the chat. We'll find another ground. Pull down, lads, it wasn't a bad ground, lads. We've made some brass, you've had a lass. It's perhaps as well we're going. I know how it can hurt, lads, to leave us standing here. For there's often fears, and there's always tears. But you'll be back next year. Pull down, lads, the sets are cooling down, lads. The ark's all packed, and the dodgems stacked. A bite a scran, then go. We'll leave it as we found it, they'll soon forget we've been. For we trade in fun, and we go and come. We're often scorned, but seldom mourned. Oh, I hope you know what I mean.
Where are we going?